The man walks into his wife's favorite clothing store on their wedding anniversary. He wants to pick out a scarf for her. It's the style she used to wear all the time when she was younger. He thinks back to their first blind date. Bob fell for Grace the moment he saw her. The man was good at singing and loved reading, but Grace didn't really have any hobbies or special talents, and she made it clear she didn't want kids. Bob was shocked. Bringing up something like that on a first date seemed way too forward, but this mattered a lot to Bob as the eldest son. Tradition meant he had a duty to have children.
혹시 이유를 여쭤도 될까요?
평범하게 살기 싫어서요. 전 신여성으로 살고 싶거든요.
Grace figured if they didn't agree there was no point wasting time. Their blind date ended just like that. A month later Bob showed up looking completely worn out. Grace barely recognized him at first. Turns out he'd been fighting with his parents the whole time. He stopped going to work and wouldn't even eat. His parents couldn't stand watching him fall apart like this. They finally agreed to let him be with Grace. Bob got down on his knees and promised he wouldn't give her an ordinary life. He would make Grace the most modern woman in Korea. But now Grace pours Bob his tea. He circled their wedding anniversary on the calendar. Bob perks right up after drinking the tea. Grace thought he actually remembered the day. Turns out Bob's going on a 2-day hiking trip with the chairman. He even asks his wife to wash the car for him. Grace feels her heart sink. Her eyes fill with anger. Bob suddenly realizes today's their anniversary. Grace demands to know why he's never properly celebrated this day. Last year was already awful. Bob promises he'll celebrate it right, but he still has to bail. After all, the chairman only invited him and one other person. Bob thinks he's made a great impression on the chairman. Grace shoves the teacup at him. She tells Bob to wash it himself. Later he arrives at the shop. The chairman's son asks about the kissing. Turns out on their wedding day date, he carefully asked permission before holding hands or kissing. Grace understood how hard it was for him. She decided she'd work hard for their family, but Bob just told her she only needed to eat well. Their wedding day meant everything to him, but now only Grace still remembers this day. She can't help but sigh. Their wedding anniversary arrives. Grace shows up at the restaurant early, but Bob is nowhere to be seen. Turns out Grace's husband got hit by a car in front of the jewelry store.